world is full of massive problems. Our oceans are choking on plastic. Billions of people lack clean drinking water. We're all searching for answers. But what if the most brilliant solutions aren't coming from governments or giant corporations, but from the minds of young people? What if a teenager designed a way to clean up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? What if another created a device that uses only sunlight to make dirty water drinkable? And what if two friends figured out how to turn plastic trash into fuel to power our cars? These aren't just ideas. They are real inventions from three young visionaries who refused to accept the world as it is. Get ready to have your perspective changed and your hope restored. This is their story. Our world is drowning in plastic. Of the 9.2 billion metric tons of plastic ever produced, a staggering 91% has not been recycled. This is the global crisis that two visionary high school students, Miranda Wang and Jeanny, chose to tackle. Traditional recycling largely fails to process low-grade plastic films, the ubiquitous plastic bags, wraps, and packaging that make up an estimated 15 to 20% of all plastic waste. These materials, which would otherwise take centuries to decompose in a landfill, are simply too costly and complex to recycle effectively. Their groundbreaking solution is a unique two-step chemical process. It begins with specialized bacteria from Vancouver's Fraser River, which produce enzymes that break down the complex polymers in unrecyclable plastics like polyethylene, number 4-LDPE. Their company, Noya Labs, then uses a catalytic process to transform these broken-down polymers into valuable, high-demand chemicals like dicarboxylic acids. These aren't just any chemicals, they are the building blocks for products like performance fabrics, bioplastics, and even cosmetics.
So what do our findings implicate? We believe that our findings in our research unveil the potential of using biologically engineered bacteria to solve our problem of plastic pollution in the environment.
The significance of their innovation is immense. It provides an economically viable way to create a circular economy, turning what was once worthless trash into a profitable resource. By addressing the massive issue of unrecyclable plastic films, their technology has the potential to divert millions of tons of waste from our landfills and oceans each year. Wang and Yao's work isn't merely a scientific achievement, it is a paradigm shift in how we manage waste on a global scale, proving that a truly sustainable future is not only possible but profitable. At just 16 years old, Boyan Slat was already thinking big, about cleaning up the entire Pacific Ocean. His vision, sparked during a diving trip where he saw more plastic bags than fish, led him to found the Ocean Cleanup at age 18. His target is the infamous Great Pacific Garbage Patch, GPGP, a swirling vortex of debris that covers an area of more than 1.6 million square kilometers, roughly 3 times the size of France. But the GPGP isn't a solid island, it's a soup of plastic debris, with an estimated 1.8 trillion plastic pieces weighing around 80,000 metric tons. The majority of this plastic is invisible to the naked eye. To tackle this massive problem, Slat's team developed a revolutionary passive system. It's not a net on a boat, but a 600-meter-long U-shaped floating barrier with a submerged screen that hangs about 3 meters below the surface. A large sea anchor allows the system to move slower than the plastic, causing the debris to passively collect within the U-shaped barrier while marine life safely passes underneath.
These ocean currents are constantly in motion, so the plastic is drifting around roughly in circles. Then I wondered, well, can we use that in our advantage? Why would you go after the plastic if the plastic can also come to you? If you have these floating cleanup systems floating around, and you have the plastic floating around, if they all go at the same speed, then the plastic would never be caught, of course, because it would just act like a piece of plastic and they would never meet. So the way we solve that is by using the differences in speed between different water layers. So at the surface of the ocean, the water is actually moving quite fast. But then if you go only a few hundred meters deeper, you already get to just a fraction of the speed of the water. And what we do is in this deeper water layer, we suspend sort of a very large anchor. It's about 100 meters in size, which creates enough drag on the system so that the system effectively moves slower than the plastic, so that way the plastic is able to accumulate against this floating barrier.
This innovative, energy-efficient approach is designed for massive scale. The ocean cleanup aims to deploy a fleet of 10 such systems in the GPGP to remove 90% of the floating plastic by 2040. To prevent plastic from reaching the ocean in the first place, they also developed the Interceptor, a solar-powered device that extracts trash from rivers before it can reach the sea. The importance of this dual approach cannot be overstated. While the ocean systems are cleaning up the existing mess, the interceptors are tackling the source of the problem. By targeting the 1,000 most polluting rivers that account for 80% of all ocean plastic, they aim to stop the flow before it can harm marine life. Slat's vision has transformed from a teenage idea into a globally recognized project with a tangible plan to clean up our planet's most polluted waters, proving that innovation can turn an insurmountable problem into a solvable one. At just 14 years old, Deepika Kurup was already tackling one of the world's most critical problems, the lack of clean drinking water for millions. Inspired by seeing children in India drinking from a contaminated puddle, she was driven to invent a low-cost, sustainable solution. Today, an estimated 785 million people lack access to safe drinking water, and waterborne diseases claim over 3.5 million lives annually. Deepika recognized that bottled water was too expensive and traditional purifiers often require electricity or costly filter replacements, making them inaccessible to the most vulnerable communities. Her ingenious solution is a patented photocatalytic composite that harnesses the power of the sun. When her device is submerged in contaminated water and exposed to sunlight, titanium dioxide reacts with the sun's UV rays to generate powerful, reactive molecules that break down organic pollutants and kill harmful bacteria.
When sunlight comes in and strikes a photocatalyst like TiO2 or titanium dioxide, it creates these really reactive oxygen species like superoxides, hydrogen peroxide, and hydroxyl radicals. These reactive oxygen species are able to remove bacteria and organics and a whole lot of contaminants from drinking water.
She innovated further by adding silver and carbon to her composite, enhancing its purifying power. Her research yielded remarkable and highly specific results. She successfully reduced coliform bacteria levels from over 1,000 counts per 100 milliliters to just 50 counts, a staggering improvement that makes the water safe to drink. This process is highly effective and requires no external power source, offering a self-sufficient solution. The global importance of her work is monumental. It's not only low cost to produce but also incredibly sustainable, relying on a universal resource sunlight and having virtually no maintenance costs. This makes her system a powerful tool for developing regions, offering a long-term path to prevent life-threatening illnesses. Her incredible work earned her the prestigious Discovery Education 3M Young Scientist Challenge Award and a $25,000 prize, solidifying her place as a true innovator whose work has the potential to transform global public health and offer a fundamental human right: access to clean water. We started this video looking at problems that can feel insurmountable. A world drowning in plastic, communities without clean water, but we've seen something else. We've seen a young person's vision transform the impossible into the possible. The stories of Boyan, Deepika, Miranda, and Jeanny prove that the greatest force for change isn't a government or a corporation. It's an idea, it's courage, it's you. So, let their stories be a reminder. The challenges we face are real, but so is our capacity to overcome them. The future of our planet won't be saved by one invention, but by a million tiny acts of creativity and hope. What will your act be?